Good morning, one and all present here. My dear friend and my colleague in the National Executive Council of IST and principal of Gudalaveru College of Engineering, Dr. Ravindra Babu Garu, Vice Principal Dr. Karuna Kumar, Vice Principal Dr. Prasad, Dr. Madhu Kamraju, and other head of departments, my colleagues in the faculty, and most importantly, the anchor of the program, Madam Subhashini. My dear friends, actually, let me beg your pardon in the beginning itself, as I have another program. So I will be just briefing the things in short, but still, okay, I will try to make justice to the topic. Actually, conducting FDPs on the topic like this is apt and appropriate at this point of time. Because, my dear friends, things are changing at a very faster rate. Never before we have witnessed such change. The innovations that have not taken place in last 500 years have taken place in last 50 years. The innovations that have not taken place in last 50 years have taken place in last 5 years. And innovations that have not taken place in last 5 years are taking place in these 5 months. So this pace of a change of a technology is phenomenal. Yes, it's unimaginable. It's said that at a blink of an eye, the technology is changing. And on an average, the core technologies are changing every 6 months. When we think of providing a manpower, training a student for industrial scenario, present industrial scenario, when you train the student for some technology, which is right now, it's a buzzword, but after 4 years, we do not know what will happen to that technology, whether it will be there in the market, whether it will be there in the industry or not. Many new things are coming. And all these technologies, my dear friends, they are not evolutionary technologies. They are not a modification in the existing technology. All these technologies, majority of these technologies are disruptive technologies. They are revolutionary technologies. They are replacing the existing technologies. Though they are good, but this disruption has created turbulence into the entire education system. Few days back, I read I was listening to the speech of a CMD of a Daimler-Benz. You all know that Daimler-Benz is a reputed car manufacturing company in the world. So CMD of a Daimler-Benz said that I do not have competition from car manufacturing companies. See, leading car manufacturing company, CMD says that I do not have a competition from any other car manufacturing company, but I have a competition from Apple. I have a competition from Google. I have a competition from Tesla. So these companies are going to build the computers on the wheels. And they are, yes, because it is said that American Society of Automotive Engineers has predicted that by 2035, 65% of the vehicles will be autonomous, and they will be solar. Few days back, I was there in Australia. After completing my work, I went to Melbourne to meet my friend, and I was having 2 days there. So I said, okay, as 2 days I have, what can we do? He said, okay, we'll go for a Great Ocean Road. Actually, Great Ocean Road is almost 350 kilometers from this thing, Melbourne. So I said, how it is possible? One day going, one day coming, and what time we are going to spend there? He said, don't worry, tomorrow morning we are going to start. Next day morning at 6:30 we started. After 10 minutes, he turned his seat and started talking with me. So I was surprised. because he was not controlling his vehicle. He was talking with me that a vehicle was capable.
Desai, it is not audible. Hello? Desai. Hello? Hello? Better problem.
దేశాయ్ గారి దగ్గర నెట్వర్క్ ఇష్యూ ఉందండి.
ఓకే, మన వాయిస్ వినపడుతుందా ఆయనకి?
మీది వినిపిస్తుంది సార్.
కాదు ఆయనకి.
అదేనండి, అది దేశాయ్ గారికి తెలియట్లేదు మరి అక్కడ సార్కి నెట్వర్క్ ఏమైనా డౌన్ అయిందా?
సార్ దేశాయ్జీ
కాల్ చేయండి సార్. డిస్కనెక్ట్ అయ్యారు.
డిస్కనెక్ట్ అయ్యారా? మళ్ళీ అవుతారా? ఆయన తెలిసిందా? డిస్కనెక్ట్ అయ్యారు. అయితే
డిస్కనెక్ట్ అయ్యారు సార్.
అయితే అవుతారులేండి మళ్ళీ. చెయ్యినా కామరాజ్ గారు
ఒక్కసారి కాల్ చేయండి సార్.
ఓకే, ప్లీజ్ జాయిన్. ఓకే, కామరాజ్ గారు జాయిన్ అవుతానన్నారు.
ఓకే సార్, థ్యాంక్ యూ సార్.
Hello.
Please proceed, sir.
Yes, am I audible?
Yeah. Please proceed, sir.
Okay. So I was talking about the new technologies that are coming into the market. All these technologies are disruptive technologies. And the situation is, nobody is in the position to predict what is going to come into the near future. If suppose we have to train our students for next 5 years, because our gestation period is for 5 years, we prepare our students in 4 years. When they enter into the college and go out of the college, that span is 4 years. But no industry is in the position to predict what exactly is going to happen after 5 years, after 4 years. So it's a toughest challenge before all of us to prepare our students for the technologies which are not yet developed, to prepare our students for the problems which are not known. Our condition is more dangerous than Arjuna. Arjuna participating in Draupadi Swayamvara, because Lord Arjuna was in the position to see at least, I do not know whether he was in the position to see the eye of the rotating fish, but at least he was in the position to see the rotating fish into the pot placed before him. Our situation is more critical because we do not know what exactly is going to happen. And therefore, it's a need of a time that each one of us has to be adaptable at every instance of a time. We have to be very sensitive towards the environment. We must know what exactly is going around in the industry. What are the issues? What are the problems of the people? The technocrat must know all these things. Once you know the problem, unless you know the problem, you cannot go for its solution. So I think upgradation, upskilling of the teachers is the most important thing at this point of time. Imaginative technologies are coming. I will just give you an example of the imaginative technology. It's just ancient. I'm just trying to correlate it in the present situation. You all know about the Meghdut, Kavya Meghdut, written by Kalidasa. So Meghdut was written thousands of years back. Theme of that poem, that Kavya, it was when actually Kuber used to live in Nepal at that time, now Nepal. And he used to perform the puja every day of Lord Indra. And he assigned a duty to one of the yakshas to bring fresh flowers every day to perform puja. One day, the yaksha gets married. And as usual, one day he comes late, bit late. And Kuber becomes very angry on yaksha. He says, why your job late? Why you have interrupted my puja? You're not come in time. Yaksha tells the truth that, sir, I am married. And because of this, I came bit late. Then Kuber, he punishes him to stay away from his wife for 1 year. And he asks him to stay into the Vindhyachal, Vindhya Parvata. So Vindhyachal is very far from Nepal. So he misses his wife all the way. And he thinks of sending a message to his wife through the clouds, and Meghdut is that. Meg is a cloud. Dut is a messenger. So he thought of sending a messages through cloud at that time, thousands of years back. I don't dare to say that cloud technology was there. Absolutely not. But that imaginative power was there. We need to prepare our engineers who have the imagination of a poet and creativity of an engineer. Then and only then, I think we can face the situation, coming situation, or the current this thing. My dear friends, industry is changing the way it is organized, the way it is doing the business. We don't need to have huge capital to invest to start and run the business. You don't need to have an earned reputation. You don't need to create huge infrastructure. What you need now is knowledge. What you need to have is some out-of-box thinking. You need to have the creativity. You need to have and imagination. If you go into the list of top 10 industries in the world now, majority of them are first generation industries. Previously, it was not the case. You can take example of the Ford and all, but the Daimler-Benz and all. They spent their generations to create their position into the market. But today, it's not the case. All these industries are one generation industries just because of the knowledge component. Fortunately, we Indians are very strong onto the knowledge component. And that has been proved by our ancestors. I will just give one simple example. You all might have heard about Sushrut Sen Gupta. Sushrut Sen Gupta, he has written a book, rather Grantha, named as Sushrut Sanhita. It's still available. Sushruta Sen Gupta was the first doctor of the world. 500 years before Christ, his regime was there. He just compiled the knowledge, compiled the information in 2 books. In first khanda, first part, he classified
హలో హలో
హ్యాంగ్ అయినట్టుంది సార్.
హలో హ్యాంగ్ అయిందే. హలో దేశాయ్ జీ.
డిస్కనెక్ట్ అయిపోయారు సార్. డిస్కనెక్ట్ అయిపోయారు.
అదే సార్ చూద్దాం 2 minutes. (9:45కి ఆయనకి అన్నామలై టీవీ ప్రోగ్రామ్ ఉంది, దానికి నేను కూడా చేరాలి. ఓకే, వెయిట్ చేద్దాం. ఐఎస్టీ ప్రోగ్రామ్, అనదర్ ఐఎస్టీ ప్రోగ్రామ్. ఓకే ఓకే ఓకే, మళ్ళీ చేరతారంటండి. నెట్ ప్రాబ్లం ఉంది, నేను చేరతానన్నారు.
ఓకే సార్.
వెయిట్ చేద్దాం. ఇది కామరాజ్ గారు రికార్డ్ అవుతుందా?
అవుతుందండి, రికార్డ్ అవుతుంది సార్.
ఓకే ఓకే.
ఫస్ట్ స్పీకర్ శర్మ గారు జాయిన్ అయ్యారండి.
అలాగే, ఆయన చేసేస్తారులే, ఆయనకి ఫోన్లో వస్తున్నట్టుండే. జాయిన్ అయ్యారు. వెల్కమ్ జీ, దేశాయ్ జీ.
Hello. Ravindra Babu, am I audible?
Yes, audible.
Hello.
Audible, sir. Audible, sir.
Am I audible?
Yes, audible.
You please unmute. I'm not getting you.
ఏమండి, మీరు ఎవరైనా రెస్పాండ్ అవ్వండి, నాది అన్మ్యూట్ అయింది.
It is audible, sir.
Audible, sir.
Sir, it is audible, sir.
So I'm very sorry. I'm very sorry. There is a problem here in Delhi about the connectivity. So if the condition is in the capital is like this, we just can think about the rest of the country. Okay, I was talking about Sushrut Sen Gupta, who performed the first cataract surgery of the world. You all might knowing about the Kautilya's Arthashastra. Kautilya is nickname of Arya Chanakya. Arya Chanakya, he wrote a book on Kautilya's Arthashastra. It's not book on economics. It it's not a book on the economics. It's a book containing 14 different branches of even it includes metallurgy and mining. He talked about the systematic extraction process of almost 7 metals. So that was the technology. You come ahead, and in the year of the Christ, Aryabhatta, who gifted the magical figure of 0 to the world mathematics, he was not a mathematician, he was an astrophysicist. For the first time in the history of the world, he postulated the diameter of Earth to be 12,600 and odd kilometers at that point without any use of any equipment. And NASA has recently confirmed that. So that was the technology we were having. But unfortunately,
though we are strong into the knowledge component, we are not doing good. And this is because of 3 reasons. Number 1, we are mistaking knowledge with the information. Number 2, because what we give, what we tell into the college, what we deliver into the class is information. Camera good. It's the information, it's not the knowledge. And students are not at all interested in getting the information, because they feel that at a click of a mouse, the information is available. Actually, when student thinks upon the information, what he has, the information gets converted into the knowledge. And when the knowledge is used to solve the real life problems, it becomes a technology. And I think that is the real job of an engineer, to convert information into the knowledge and knowledge into the technology. And I think that is a role we people have to play to create or to prepare our engineers to face the future problems. So, my dear friends, without taking much of your time, I just would like to tell you that it's very difficult to attract the attention of the students to the serious learning now. Because until you have something new, something unique, students are not at all interested in learning seriously. Even flower has to have a fragrance to attract the honeybees. Flower has to have honey to attract the honeybee. Like that, we have to experiment the different things. Second important, because student, the motivation of the education itself has changed. Very poor motivation of the education. A survey was conducted on the students studying in IITs and NITs. 6,700 students were asked one question, that why, what is the purpose you studying in this institution? And 87% of the students gave similar type of answer. And the answer was, hey, we are studying in this institution to get a good job, to get a good salary. When the cream of a nation thinks of getting a job and earning a salary, then where is the appetite for research and where is the appetite for innovation? I think to me, there are 3 types of students. Number 1 is the wonder makers. Number 2, those who see how what has happened, how the wonder has happened. And number 3, they wonder how wonder has happened. So my dear friends, the class or the category of wonder makers is less. It's a hardly 7 to 8%. And those who observe, those who try to follow the technology, that is almost 65% students are there. And rest 30%, 28 to 30% students, they wonder how it has happened. So that is, so motivation of the cream is just to earn the job, and therefore it has increasing the pressure onto the job market. Nobody wants to take a risk because they want a secure future. So they want a safe this thing. I will give you one simple example. it will take 2 minutes. 2 years back, I was in my house for almost 8 days, and my wife told me, "Ki the basin tap, it's leaking," and she asked me to call plumber. So I called few of my friends and got some numbers, and I tried to call them. One plumber I got, he told me I'm coming tomorrow. It was a Monday. Then Tuesday he said I'm coming tomorrow. Like that, he came on Saturday. I told him that the tap is leaking, the washer may be failed, you just change it. He said, yes, washer is failed, I will just change it. He changed it within 5 minutes. He changed that within 5 minutes. And he asked me for 500 rupees. I said, 500 rupees for one washer of costing 5 rupees, and that to 5 minutes. Then he told me, sir, I read your board that you are an engineer, that too mechanical engineer. You knew that washer is failed. The cost of the washer is 5 rupees. Then why you were behind me for 5 days? Then I asked him, how many calls you do per day? In one day, how many calls you do? He said, sir, I almost 10 to 15 calls I do. So teacher in mathematician in me evoked. I just calculated 15 multiplied by 5, 7,500 rupees per day. So 5,000, okay, at least 5,000. So it's 1,50,000 rupees per day, per month. The salary, it's a direct take-home salary, no tax, nothing. I said, you are earning more than me almost. You are a great person. He said, no, sir, I don't do it entire week. I do only it on Saturday and Sunday. Then I asked him, why, what you do on other days? He said, sir, I work in the municipal corporation. I was shocked. Then I asked him, what is your post in the municipal corporation? He said, I'm a plumber there. Again, it was a shock. I said, okay, if you are a puncher, what salary you get? So he said, sir, I get 8,000 rupees. Then I said, gentlemen, forget about 1,50,000 rupees. The minimum 50,000 rupees you can get with this. Why you are doing the job of municipality? He said, sir, if I leave the job, no father will marry his daughter to me. That is the mentality. That is a social attitude. We do not want our war. We do not want our this thing to be an entrepreneur, to take some risk, because we do not teach them to manage the failures. We do not teach them, we do not train them to deal with the failures. My dear friends, if you get anything without failure, it can be victory. But if you get something with successive failures, it makes a history. We need history makers now. This nation makes history makers now. Because whatever is there, we are just following it. And it is said that name a company, any company, multinational company in the world, and you will find 30% of engineers, Indian engineers working there. So almost Indian engineers have occupied the technological driving seat of a technological wagon of the world. So this is the situation, but still on the home grounds, we are not doing good because of these 3 reasons: that knowledge, we are mistaking knowledge with the information, poor motivation. Once Ajam Premji of Wipro has said, the problem with we Indians is not setting up a target and achieving it. Problem with us is setting up a target and achieving it very early. So that is the problem with us. So we have to think big. We have to have a big purpose. If the purpose of your work is bigger, once Tansen was one of the Navaratna of Akbar's Darbar. Tansen used to sing beautifully. Once Badshah Akbar asked him, Tansen, you sing beautifully. Who taught you? He said, Badshah Salamat, Hari Guru Haridas Ait Main. Then he said, okay, I want to meet him. Call him. He said, no, he won't come. He stays in Vrindavana. He won't come to your Darbar. Badshah said, okay, we will go to his place. And one day they went to the Vrindavana, meet Haridasa. And Akbar requested him to sing a song, sing one raga for him. He says, Haridasa says, no, I don't sing. And Bacha was disappointed. Tansen gets an idea. Tansen said, okay, Bacha, don't worry, I will sing for you. He starts singing and commits deliberate mistakes. Haridasa stops him. No, I have not taught you like this. And he starts singing. Akbar, after listening him, says that, oh, see, so how fabulous this guy sings. How come, Tansen, you cannot sing like him? Beautiful answer Tansen gave to Bacha. That I sing to satisfy my Bacha, my king. My Guru sings to satisfy the king of the world, Lord Krishna. His purpose is big. His purpose is big, therefore his output is good. His delivery is excellent. So, my dear friends, we have to work for the best purpose, big purpose. We must not teach the students to improve the results. We must not teach the students to make them understand the concept. We must teach with an objective of the betterment of the planet Earth. We must teach them, train them for the betterment of the mankind. If our purpose is big, definitely the output delivery is excellent. It always good. With this, I wish you all the best in all your endeavors. I wish all the success for this program. And I thank AICT and Dr. Professor Anil Sasrabudde, his team, for showing confidence in us, IST, and assigning this responsibility of conducting the FDPs across the country in emerging technologies. Thank you very much. Jai Hind.